story behind why I got into crawl space work. This one is very close to me. Spent my younger years in a family business. We sold motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels. Made a lot of money in that business. I had a very unhealthy relationship with my dad. Worked with him for almost 20 years. I left in 2009, and my brother and my dad ended up closing that business in 2010, maybe at the beginning of 2011. Really, really unhealthy time for our family. We lost literally millions of dollars to the the Great Recession, if you will. Just was a horrible time. After that, I started a couple of online businesses, doing online marketing, lead generation, did a faith-based social media content company, consulted for a couple of local businesses, a shoe store, built some Amazon stores. Just trying to find my way after leaving that family business, not realizing I had a codependent relationship with my dad. It's just crazy. 2009 until 2017 after leaving that business. 2017, I came to the realization I really needed to get a job, that I wasn't at a point in my life to start a company. So I got into the HVAC business. I was looking for a sales job, wanted to learn the in-home sales. Some of the business that I was doing were in my basement, and I'm a people person. I love being in front of people. So got into HVAC begrudgingly, because at that time I didn't realize I wasn't ready to start a business. I really wanted to, but I was not in a place to be able to do that mentally with everything that had happened in the years previous. But anyway, to make ends meet, had to get a job. So I found this HVAC job. I had no idea what heating and cooling was, couldn't even tell you what evaporator coil was at the time. Got into it, hated it, absolutely hated it. Faith is a big part of my life. I had a continual prayer that if this is where God wanted me, that he would help me fall in love with that industry. And crazy to say, I absolutely did. It just was, I can't remember the day or the time, but during 2018, I realized I wanted to be in home services probably for the rest of my working career in some form or fashion. One thing that really opened my eyes in that industry was indoor air quality. My wife has an autoimmune disease, and I went down a rabbit hole or a deep dive into how to improve the environment at home so she could be as healthy as possible, and learned a lot about that in the HVAC world with the things that I could do to the HVAC system to help eliminate problems in the home. Well, I was a salesperson, system design, they call me a project manager, something like that. I'd go into the home, design a system, and offer these solutions, which also included indoor air quality solutions. And through 2017, 18, and 19, I was in a lot of crawl spaces. And when I would jump into one that was encapsulated, and I had really no idea what it was just like, this is amazing. And I knew if it was an encapsulated crawl space through the training that I was going through, that I could actually downsize the air conditioner, because the humidity level, the heat gain on that home would be dramatically lower with a good encapsulation. Didn't really know what I was talking about the encapsulation, but I knew the results of it. And that was always in the back of my mind. That led me to another company, probiotic solution, that you can atomatize probiotics and inject that into the air and clean up surfaces and air. It's an amazing product that's going to be part of our solution as we move along here. That led me to almost purchasing a franchise to a company called Green Home Solutions, which offers the crawl space work, natural mold remediation, and also this probiotic air cleaning system. Didn't pull the trigger on that just because I didn't have the money. If I would have had the cash at the time for them to approve us as a franchisee. Got into commercial HVAC after that for a couple of years. Got back into residential HVAC. Then saw an opportunity for a company called Foundation Recovery Systems. It's a groundworks company to actually sell encapsulation and crawl supports, floor supports, and helical piers, and two-part polyurethane concrete lifting. Got into that, did that for a year and a half, and really enjoyed, probably one of the jobs that I enjoyed the most, because I was actually providing a product that I was 100% confident was changing a home. In the HVAC world, I felt that, but the push was to sell these multi-stage, variable speed, all these high-end systems that really aren't needed. So I felt like I was really pushing something that wasn't needed, still solving a problem, but didn't feel great about it. So got into this Foundation Recovery Systems, loved what I was doing. They hired a new sales manager, which he and I were like oil and water, and I could not stand that job once he came on. And then the light bulb popped on that I think it's time to start my own thing. I started really looking at the pricing, what they were charging, what I think I could charge, knowing that I could do the work, led me to start with Chris, My Guys Home Services. Now, I was in a non-compete. I could not do the crawl space work, so we needed to get a business designed that would get ends meet to get us past this year for a non-compete. We came up with the brand My Guys. This stems back from the HVAC world that I worked for in 2017, 18, and 19, this massive coaching company. He coached me, when you go in to design an HVAC system, you need to leave that house and have the goal to be their guy. So whenever they have a problem with their house, they call you for whether it's an HVAC issue or not. You just want to build that much rapport, that much trust. Then the HVAC replacement becomes a non-issue. So you want to be their guy. So we taught our technicians that, to be their guy. So that way, whenever there's an issue, they get the phone call. So that's where My Guys came up. We want to be homeowners' guys. So when they have an issue, hey, call My Guys. That's kind of the premise behind when homeowners have an issue with a house, we want to be their guy. So that's what led us here. And then thankfully, before that year was up that I left to Foundation Recovery Systems, Illinois made it very difficult for non-competes to be an issue. And Groundworks null and voided all of our non-competes about 2 months ago. So that's opened us up to really start the crawl work without any hindrance at all. So that's a bit behind why we are who we are.